Train Out Dog, the podcast where I talk to myself on a train. Today we're going to be searching for an animated GIF that I have heard tell of someone falling into a pool. It's in black and white. It's in the middle of a pool, and the look is really good, really seamless. So we're going to be trying to find that animated GIF and find its origin. But first, rider mail. This rider mail comes from Yerrick. Yerrick says, first and possibly last. Thank you, Yerrick. And we have one from, this is from rider mail, in the 678 area code. I don't know where 678 is. I knew, like, you guys front-loaded all the rider mails with the area codes that I knew, and I was like, oh, I know that one, and now you're giving me the hard ones that I don't know. And this rider says, hello, this is rider mail. I'm just calling because I saw the episode transcript for Night Coordinate Court isn't feeling very good, and I hope that the up-so transcript feels better soon. I hope so too, rider mail. I don't know if it's just a general malaise, I guess. I'm really hoping it gets fixed right up. Alright, so this animated GIF. Animated GIF falling into pool. Alright. Here's one of a dog that's like trying to drink water from a hose and then falls into a pool. I guess that's funny. Here's one of like a dude leaning over a pool and then falling into a pool. Here's one of a dog holding a bucket. It's not animated, so that's frustrating. There's one of like a toddler trying to step onto the first step of the steps, and it just falls right into the pool because there's no stairs there. Alright. None of these are black and white, so I'm going to add that to the search.
Now recognize Powell Street Station, Powell Street.
Alright. Here's one of a woman in like, it looks like 8mm film jumping off a cliff.
Powell Street Station, this is
There's
a
no
Dublin
pool here.
bound.
This is one of someone holding their hand in front of a light source. It's not animated. Here's one of someone swimming underwater. Here's one of someone taking a drink and falling backwards into a pool on purpose. Here's one of like a police officer maybe threatening to hit someone. Here's one of an SUV crashing into a snowbank. Oh no, wait, that's not a snowbank. It's crashing into a swimming pool. That's apropos.
Now ready. Station, Montgomery.
Here's one of people standing in the ocean.
Montgomery Street Station, this is a Dublin Pleasanton bound train.
Alright, I need to look for, this is not working. I need to look for like people talking about GIFs, so maybe they can find them. Oh man, it's impossible to find. Oh, here's one. Funny bugs or glitches, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Out of execution / finisher in slow-mo. He was. Oh, here's an ad. Here's an ad for United Healthcare. No matter how you get into the complex healthcare system, you can make it simpler. There's a rock band playing. That's what I think of when I think of healthcare. Where he was supposed to chop off the head of a human body while Fadi was falling forward on his knees. What actually happened is the head fell on the spot, but the rest of the body was held in the air for like 40 meters, and the baseball-like motion of Geralt's sword hit him. So I was wondering if any of you got any other fun unintended things happening in a game to tell. I was unable to save and lost more than an hour of playtime. That was funny. That is pretty funny. I saw Mary. After chasing down a man on horse as part of a side quest, a dialogue scene initiated in the middle of the road. The man's horse must have felt it and had something to add to the conversation. It positioned its head directly between Geralt and its owner during a rather tense exchange, like a kid or a dog who felt left out and is interjecting for attention. It's pretty good. On PC version with most settings on Ultra, I've run into a bunch of weird glitches with only one being game-breaking. Game froze when I pressed both triggers when on inventory screen. Geralt goes crazy ragdoll every time he's killed. Can't craft more bombs even if you're at 0 bombs. Only way to make more was to drop the empty bomb item. On PC version, you get weird pop-up boxes during load saying your controller is recognized even though it was always been there. Okay, this is getting progressively less funny. Had a hard crash on the PS4, corrected save file and all. Good thing it happened right as the tutorial started. If you dodge roll when it happens, you get some pretty good air. I've had him finishing his swing when he's dying. Instead of ragdoll, he just stands there not moving. Other than having my horse flip through some stuff, nothing too spectacular yet. Music videos. Oh, here's the music videos section of TV tropes. Quote, I also happen to be one who never really understood the universal appeal of Thriller. Sure, it's a great album and it's a great video, but it's so disturbing. Look at him, he's scarier than anything I've seen even in a horror movie. And what's even more frightening is that the world embraces this so much. James Rolfe's tribute to Michael Jackson. Sometimes they want to scare you with not only the music, but the video attached to it. Here's a list of nightmare-fueled music videos. Oh my god, this TV Tropes has way too many examples now. Yeah, no, this is like... Like anybody who thinks of anything remotely related to a trope will just add it to the list, and the result is that you have to read through 90% Drek in order to get to the good stuff. And I have to... That means I need to read 9 of these video descriptions in order to get one good one. Assuming my percentage is correct there. Alright, here's one. I'm just reading it at random. Cranberries, Salvation. Hey, look, a monster clown who's obviously Pinhead's cousin with syringes instead of fingers. Totally family friendly. That doesn't think the song is one of the Cranberries' most punky and upbeat. Miley Cyrus. Sweet young Miley does what she can to break out of her Disney thing with her song We Can't Stop. Well, it's clear that she's trying to act more adult. That doesn't stop the video from having some downright bizarre imagery. A skull made out of french fries, a creepy CGI head with white skin and black eyes. Miley making out with a giant naked Barbie doll, and worst of all, the girl cutting off her fingers and her finger substance gushing out with this blood. Eminem, 3 a.m. is a situation where Eminem pretty much tops himself. That's a good description. Crispin Glover, his bizarre spoken word clowny clown clown. This probably shouldn't be this way, but let's give Glover the benefit of the doubt and assume he is aware that the stream of consciousness is warped and creepy. Guns N' Roses Don't Cry has a pretty disturbing video. Alright, I need to find... let's go back to finding animated GIF falling into pool, black and white. Perfect loop. Perfect loop. Alright, I'm just gonna like describe the images here, the animated parts. Here's one of like a woman holding a flower. Here's one of like Laurel and Hardy talking at each other. Here's one of like a woman swimming. Here's one of a cat swimming. Here's one of Morgan Freeman. I just clicked on Morgan Freeman and he's doing a little head bob thing. Here's one of someone's ass. Here's one that just says you. I bet if I clicked on it, it would be you something. Falling, splash, perfect loop. We'll leave out animated GIF and then maybe perfect loop will just find it by itself. Alright, these are all images of like rivers. Indoor pool. Quote, indoor pool. Quote, perfect loop. Images. Okay, these are like shots of the outside of an indoor pool. Alright. Splash, GIF, indoor pool. Okay, here's a bunch of stationary shots of indoor pools. I figured GIF would fix that. But no. These are nice pools though. I want to go swimming at all of these. There's like a drawing of a girl and a duck in a kiddie pool, one of those inflatable pools. Here's like people dancing in a pool. Spasa training. If I put black and white in quotes, will it take me seriously then? Nope. There's like architectural plans for, presumably for an indoor pool. Okay, what if I remove GIF and move it animated? Here's one of like, here's a shutter, like just a grain texture. That's pretty good. Splash animated black and white. That one's not animated. It is a splash though. That one is the water splashing on rocks. It's just like a A straight cross shot of like a grain texture again. There's like that is a splash, but it's not animated. There's like a bunch of sharks. This looks like a hermit crab. There's like a really earnest boy looking at me. Here's one with a color umbrella on a black and white bridge. Here's an ink spot. Let's read about the ink spots. Spots. Go. The ink spots. The ink book gained international fame in the 1930s and 1940s. Their unique musical style led to the rhythm and blues and rock and roll musical genres and the subgenre doo-wop. The ink spots were widely accepted in both the white and black communities, largely due to the ballad style introduced to the group by lead singer Bill Kenny. In 1989, the ink spots were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and in 1999, they were inducted into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame. Since the ink spots disbanded in 1984, there have been well over 100 vocal groups calling themselves the ink spots, without any right to the name and without any original members of the group. These groups have often claimed to be second generation or third generation ink spots. The ink spots formed in the 1930s in Indianapolis. The founding members were Orville Hoppy Jones, sang bass. He played cello in the manner of a stand-up bass. Ivory Deke Watson sang tenor and played tenor guitar. Jerry Daniels sang tenor and played guitar and ukulele. Charlie Fuqua had a baritone voice and played guitar, and these people were all dead. As Jerry Daniels and Charlie Fuqua had formed a vocal duo performing in Indianapolis area around 1931. About the same time, Jones and Watson were part of a quartet, the Four Riff Brothers, who appeared regularly on radio station WLW in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Lake Merritt Station, this is a Dublin Pleasanton bound train. Doors are closed.
In 1933, that group disbanded, and Watson, Daniels, and Fuqua got together to form a new vocal, instrumental, and comedy group, which was initially called King, Jack, and Jester. They continued to appear regularly on radio in Ohio and became a foursome when Jones was added to the group the following year. In July 1934, they accepted a booking at the Apollo Theater in New York, supporting Tiny Bradshaw. At this point, they had changed their name to the Four Ink Spots. Later in 1934, the Ink Spots achieved international success touring the UK with Jack Hilton's orchestra, one review and melody maker stating, "The sensation of the program is the colored quartet, the Four Ink Spots. They sing in a style something between the Mills Brothers and the Three Keys and accompany themselves on three tenor guitars and a cello, which is not bowed but picked and slapped like a double bass. Their natural instincts for hot rhythm is exemplified in their terrific single-string solo work and their beautifully balanced and exquisitely phrased vocalisms. They exploit all manner of rhythmic vocalisms, straight solos, concerted scat, and instrumental imitations. They even throw a bit of dancing to conclude their act, and their leading guitarist simultaneously plays and juggles with his instrument." Melody maker. They recorded for Victor Records in 1935, but although the group was growing rapidly in popularity, their early record releases were not commercially successful. Their first recording included songs such as "Swinging on the Strings," "Your Feet's Too Big," "Don't Low, No Swinging in Here," "Oh, Don't Low," there's a apostrophe there, "Don't Allow," and "Swing Gate Swing." Bill Kenny joins. In 1936, Jerry Daniels was replaced by a young singer from Baltimore named Bill Kenny. Kenny signed with Ink Spots after winning first place in an amateur contest at Harlem's Savoy Ballroom. 3 years later, Kenny would be credited for bringing the group to global success with an unusually high tenor ballad singing. In 1938, after being in the group for 2 years, Bill Kenny started to introduce the group to a new format he called Top and Bottom. This format was used primarily for ballads rather than the up-tempo jive songs the group was used to performing. It's called for the tenor to sing the lead, and for one chorus followed by a chorus performed by bass singer Hoppy Jones, he would recite the lyrics rather than sing them. After a chorus of the talking bass, the lead tenor would carry out the rest of the song until the end. The earliest example of the top and bottom format is from a radio broadcast from 1938. The song entitled "Tune In on My Heart" features Bill Kenny taking the lead and Hoppy Jones performing the talking bass. I remember listening to Ink Spots music and really hating the talking parts and like thinking they were really dumb and that they wouldn't do that. So thanks, Bill Kenny. In 1938, also saw Bill Kenny taking his first feature solo in Decca Studios. His feature was on a song entitled I Wish You the Best of Everything. Although it wasn't in the top and bottom format, it was a ballad and did use the signature Inksbox guitar intro. Even though the record did get good response, it wasn't very successful in terms of record sales and didn't reach the pop charts. If I Didn't Care in the late 1930s. On January 12, 1939, the Inkspots entered Decca Studios to record a ballad written by a young songwriter. Oh, here we are. Songwriters, you know how it goes. Oh, this song single of all time. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next week.